Imagine starting a game. You play it, you have fun, and then you close it and go to school or work, and you don't even think about it again. Now imagine something else. Games that stay in your mind even after you stop playing. Games that keep pulling you back, making you think about them all day. In this video, we're going to talk about 17 games that feel exactly like that. If you're ready, let's get started.
They'll probably hang you, buddy.
Red Dead Redemption 2? I want to start this list with one of the greatest games ever made. Red Dead Redemption 2 delivers everything it promises, and honestly, even more. It doesn't feel like a game, it feels like a living, breathing world. As Arthur Morgan, riding through America in 1899, you can almost feel the weight of the dirt and the force of the wind. Wildlife lives naturally on its own. Every NPC has a daily routine, and the weather constantly changes. Even something as simple as walking through a town during the rain feels incredibly immersive. The story is a true masterpiece. You don't just watch Arthur, you become him. It's one of the most mature narratives ever written in gaming, and the combat is intentionally slower, which makes everything feel more real and grounded. If you've ever wanted to truly live inside a game world, this might be your time to play RDR2.
This PDA has rebooted with one directive.
Subnautica. If there's one word that defines Subnautica, it's loneliness. At first, the ocean might look calm and peaceful, but this game isn't just about exploring safe, shallow waters. You have to go deeper, and the deeper you go, the more you face the unknown. There are no guides, no arrows telling you where to go, just water, darkness, and your own instincts. You have to survive, manage your oxygen, find food, and build shelter. Even with all that, the early parts of the game are so visually beautiful that they're worth experiencing on their own. And with a sequel on the way, this is definitely a game you should try.
Would you rather live in peace as Mr. Nobody?
Cyberpunk 2077. If you want to experience life in the future, Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the best ways to do it, because very few games make it feel this real. Night City is one of the most detailed and alive cities ever created in gaming. Every street has its own story, its own rhythm. Even if you're not doing missions, just driving or even walking through the city feels amazing. Playing as V gives you true role-playing freedom. You can be a netrunner, a heavy weapons specialist, or a fast and deadly blade user. It's completely up to you. Driving through neon-lit streets at night with the radio on, just cruising through the city, it's a feeling that very few games can match. You should definitely give it a try.
I created the order to save people. All people, Artyom.
The Metro series has always been about atmosphere, and Exodus takes that to the next level by combining it with open-world elements. As Artyom, you travel across Russia with your crew on a train, and every new region offers a completely different experience. Unlike the earlier games, you're no longer stuck in tight, enclosed spaces. You're exploring wide-open areas while still keeping that intense atmosphere. This is where the realism really kicks in. You have to manage your resources carefully, every bullet counts, and you need to constantly pay attention to your gas mask. One of the strongest parts of the game is the relationships between characters. Your crew genuinely feels like a family, and each member has real depth. If you're into post-apocalyptic worlds, you should definitely try Metro Exodus.
Anyway, the DHV Magellan's here to back you up. As always, you'll be the one leading the way to expand the network.
Death Stranding 2 is, in my opinion, one of the best games at making you truly feel every step you take. And honestly, that's exactly what Kojima was aiming for. You play as Sam Bridges, a porter delivering cargo, but this game is so much more than just a delivery simulator. Every step matters. You have to carefully balance your load, watch your footing, and if you trip on a rock, your cargo can scatter everywhere. Each new area introduces new challenges and changes the way you move. You can travel by vehicle or on foot. It's completely up to you. And the landscapes, absolutely stunning. Climbing a mountain and looking out at the world gives you a sense of satisfaction that very few games can replicate. If you haven't played it yet, I'll say it again, this is way more than just a delivery game.
The Elder Scrolls told of the return.
The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. At this point, everyone has talked about Skyrim, right? And yet people are still playing it even after all these years. The reason is simple. The game gives you a world and never tells you how to live in it. You can be a dragon slayer, a silent assassin, a powerful mage, or just a traveler wandering through the land. It's completely up to you. In fact, many players ignore the main story entirely just to create their own adventures. You see a cave behind a mountain, you want to go inside and discover what's there. That sense of curiosity is what makes Skyrim so special. And the best part is, it runs smoothly on modern systems now. If it looks a bit outdated to you, you can always install mods and completely transform the experience. If you've never explored this world before, maybe now is the perfect time.
I keep having this dream. I'm just staring into the black between the stars.
Pre Capri is, in my opinion, a masterpiece that way too many people have overlooked. The experience it delivers aboard a space station is something every gamer should feel at least once. As you walk through Talos Wine, you have to question everything, because the Typhon aliens can mimic objects. That random coffee mug? It might not be a mug at all. That constant paranoia shapes the entire atmosphere of the game. For me, it's one of the best immersive sims out there, right up there after something like Dishonored. Every problem has multiple solutions. Hack your way through, sneak around, upgrade yourself, or just run. That freedom is where the game truly shines. Your abilities grow over time, and that progression feels incredibly rewarding. Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn takes place in a world where machine creatures dominate the planet, and honestly, that concept alone is enough to pull you in. You play as Aloy, a hunter and a seeker, and as you move forward, you realize you're chasing something much bigger than you first thought. The combat system is all about analyzing these mechanical beasts, finding their weak points, and using the right tools at the right moment. You can't just rush in, you have to think before you act. The open world is massive and stunning, and with every step, you genuinely feel like you're living in it. But the real magic lies in the story. As you get closer to answering the question, how did this world end up like this? The game pulls you into something much deeper than you expected. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Now let's leave the future behind and jump straight into the 15th century, because Kingdom Come Deliverance is still one of the best ways to truly live in a historical world. And honestly, until a third game comes out, I think it'll stay that way. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a grounded, historically driven RPG with no fantasy elements. You play as Henry, a simple villager in 15th century Bohemia. You don't know how to fight. You don't even know how to properly hold a sword, but you learn, slowly and painfully. The combat is heavy and takes time to master, but once it clicks, it feels unmatched. NPCs feel alive with their daily routines and social hierarchies. The world is built on historical accuracy. No dragons, no magic, just real people and real choices. If you're into history, this might be exactly what you're looking for.
It's the outside.
So is that everything you hoped for?
Can't be any worse out there.
The Last of Us Part 1 isn't just a game. It feels like a truly great movie. Joel and Ellie's journey through a post-apocalyptic America is still incredibly powerful. The storytelling, character development, and emotional weight hit just as hard today as they did when it first released. Many players still fall in love with it on their very first playthrough. And it's not just about the story. The gameplay feels smooth, grounded, and satisfying. Whether you prefer sneaking past enemies or going all in and taking them down one by one, the game gives you the freedom to play your way. And once you're done, you should definitely check out the second game too. When you first jump into Outer Wilds, it might take a while to understand what kind of game you're even playing. But trust me, once it clicks, the feeling it gives you is something you won't find anywhere else. You're exploring a small solar system stuck in a 22-minute time loop, and everything you discover during that loop matters. There are no weapons, no enemies, no guiding arrows, just pure curiosity and exploration. Each planet operates on its own unique set of physical rules, and your progress depends on understanding them. There's a massive mystery to solve, but the game never tells you how you figure it out yourself. And those moments of realization, they're on a completely different level of satisfaction. Control. Control is Remedy at its most unfiltered, and let's be honest, this game isn't for everyone. At first glance, the Federal Bureau of Control looks like an ordinary government building, but in reality, it's a crossroads of supernatural events. Jesse Faden may be the main character, but the building itself feels like the real protagonist. Documents scattered on walls, recorded messages, and strange rulebooks all slowly build the world around you. If you're into SCP-style lore, this game is a goldmine. Combat revolves around using psychic powers in real time, throwing objects, controlling enemies. It all feels incredibly satisfying, and visually, the game is stunning. Every room feels both artistic and unsettling at the same time. Fallout 4 is, in my opinion, one of the best takes on a post-apocalyptic world, and it's a game every gamer should try at least once. Sure, it doesn't feel as free as New Vegas, but honestly, very few games can deliver an atmosphere like this. The Commonwealth, basically the ruins of post-nuclear Boston, is an absolute joy to explore. I still remember the first time I played it, walking through those streets, discovering every little corner. It just hit differently. Every building tells a story, and every area hides some kind of unexpected encounter. If you're into base building, the settlement system alone can keep you busy for hours. And the companion system, easily one of the best in the series. You actually find yourself thinking, should I roll with Nick Valentine or Hancock this time? Now yeah, if you're looking for deep, hardcore RPG mechanics, you might feel a bit disappointed. But even then, this is still a game you should absolutely experience. Ghost of Tsushima. Riding through the beautiful landscapes of Japan on horseback, that feeling, you just don't get it in other games. From the moment you step into Ghost of Tsushima, it pulls you in completely. The flowers, the forests, the grass swaying in the wind, every single frame looks like it came straight out of a Japanese sumi-e painting. But this game is so much more than just pretty visuals. You play as Jin Sakai, a samurai fighting against the Mongol invasion. And this isn't just about sword skills, it's about identity, honor, or victory. The combat system is clean, skill-based, and incredibly satisfying. Landing the perfect counter at the right moment just feels right, both technically and emotionally. The music, movement, and color all come together to create something special. Honestly, very few games look this clean and feel this immersive at the same time.
When my father saved my life.
Dying Light 2. The real strength of Dying Light 2 lies in its parkour system. Moving across the city, jumping from rooftop to rooftop without ever touching the ground, feels insanely satisfying, and not many games in this genre pull it off this well. During the day, things are relatively safe, but at night, everything changes. Stronger infected come out, and every move you make has to be calculated. The decision-making system actually shapes the future of the city. The faction you support directly affects how different areas evolve and what you can do in them. That sense of consequence pushes the game far beyond just being another action title. And if you play co-op, especially at night, it adds a whole new layer of tension and fun. There really aren't many games that blend parkour and survival this smoothly while keeping such a consistent atmosphere.
If you try and rip the world apart,
Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, dives deep into the social exclusion of augmented humans, and it doesn't treat this theme lightly. Prague feels like a real living city. Discriminatory signs, security barriers, and the way authorities treat people differently constantly remind you of that division. As Adam Jensen, you can approach almost every situation in multiple ways: sneak through, talk your way out, or go in head-on. The augmentation system allows each player to build their own unique playstyle. This is one of the most consistent examples of the immersive sim genre. Its biggest downside is that the story feels like it ends too soon, but up until that point, the world building is seriously top tier. If you want to experience Prague's tense, atmospheric world, this game is absolutely worth it. Honestly hard to put Yakuza 0 into a single genre. Is it a serious crime drama? A comedy? A fighting game? A life simulator? The truth is, it's all of them at once. And somehow, it does all of them incredibly well. Set in 1988 Japan, in the districts of Kamurocho and Sotenbori, the world feels truly alive. You never feel like you're just in a game. It feels like a living, breathing city. The story of Kiryu and Majima is easily one of the best written narratives in the entire series, and it's the perfect starting point if you're new. The combat system is one of the most satisfying takes on hand-to-hand fighting, with different styles that keep every encounter fresh. But honestly, just stepping into the streets and deciding what to do next is part of the fun. If there's a game you think should have been on this list, don't forget to drop it in the comments. See you in the next video.